What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Jesus Coin today. This one is for Cannabis Outlaws because I missed his Testimonial Tuesdays. I forget what it was. I think that's what it's called. Maybe it's called something else, but I missed it. So this one is in honor of you, sir. I'm sorry I missed it. I would have made it, but I honestly didn't know that it happened until about an hour after it was going on. So with that, I figure I would do a quick little update on Jesus Coin itself. Look at how wonky these days have been, man. Just like really weird kind of robotic looking movements, not so fluid. Even here they weren't super fluid, but not as fluid as we had before. That's what you get with low cap coins that have very little volume in them, you know. It's just how it happens. I still do expect, and I am waiting for Bitcoin, or for Jesus Coin to go a little bit lower. You know, a lot lower actually. In respect to the chart, it might seem like a little, but in respect to percentages, it might be a lot, right? I think that we're going to go somewhere around here. Where is it? 6. Come on, where are you at? Somewhere around there. About a 25% drop, if not like something like a 20% drop still in the mix. That's kind of my expectation. I do want to buy Jesus Coin. I do have money set aside, and I do have buy orders set, but I just, you know, I'm not going to buy here, not yet. I would rather wait for this thing to pump up a little bit, have a ridiculous day like this. You know, if we had a ridiculous day that just like engulfed and it closed above this range here, I might just throw it in and say, screw it. I don't care if it goes lower. I'm in it to win it now. Because even, guys, even if this thing were to move all the way back to its all-time highs, if this thing is to have a good bull market, it's still at a very low market cap, you can still do phenomenal things. So, I mean, it truly is, you know, and I'm no pun intended, it truly is a blessing being in this range at all. And with that, it makes me kind of be like, you know, should I just buy now? You know, it's not in my style. It's not my I feel like it's not advantageous to me to think like that and then buy by saying screw it. Even if it goes down, I'm okay with that, because I find 9 out of 10 times, maybe more than that, maybe like 9.9 out of 10 times, that I tell myself, it could go lower. I even kind of think it goes lower, but screw it, I want to get in. I buy it, and then it does go lower, and then it goes lower, and I'm like, man, I could have bought it lower, you know. So like, I want to avoid that. I want to try and catch this thing as best I can, and if I can do it, I'm going to do it. So we're just going to see about that. But you know, just quick little update on Jesus Coin. I do think it goes lower. The RSI itself does look weak, kind of neutral, but more definitely weak. I would think that we go to this oversold zone, maybe into it, maybe just above it, but somewhere a little bit lower one way or another, which I think would bring the price down as well. We could see the RSI go super low in one day and then come back up. You know, the price could drop, wick, and then come back up and close up higher and bounce right off of this area. You know, just because the day does go down into here doesn't mean that it has to close into there. We did find a very significant low in the oversold zone once before. We might see a similar kind of thing, right? Right here, we had a pretty significant low and we moved up. It doesn't seem like that's a big move up, but from this low to the high here, that's 114% in just a few days. So just to put it in perspective, you know, and that was kind of, I would say, I don't know, it for a second there, right, it was looking like we distributed down and we were moving sideways, but then we just, all in all, it kind of does look like we're more or less in the same kind of distribution overall. But the incline has gotten less steep. It's definitely gotten less steep. Most steep here, moved sideways, a little less steep, moved sideways, a little less steep. I think that we are slowing down. We are having a nice kind of curving bottom, which honestly is really beautiful to see. But it does leave room to go lower, and I don't think that that's properly drawn. I think it'd probably be more like this, but who knows. One way or another, I think Jesus Coin is going to go down. I have very, very high hopes for this thing, you guys. I think that it is a 1,000xable coin, and out of all the coins that I've talked about that have 1,000x potential in them for this current cycle, I'm probably most hyped on Jesus Coin. I don't know. I know that the odds are not good. That, you know, I've talked probably about like a couple dozen coins that are 1,000xable on this channel. I know that the odds are better that none of those coins do a 1,000x than even just one of them do it. But if there was one to do it, if there was the one coin, this is that one coin, man. I have faith. I have faith in thee, Jesus Coin. I hope you have faith in me too. But I guess that doesn't matter, man. I guess it doesn't matter right now because I'm not in it. I'm not involved. I haven't bought it yet. I am interested in buying, but a very small amount. Very, very small amount. You know, again, with the potential gains that we could see with this thing, 1,000x, that means you could take $100, guys, and turn it into $100,000. Okay, so with that, if $100 is a lot of money to you, maybe don't bet $100. Bet $10. That's still $10,000, right? By the end of this bull market, that's still life-changing money for most people. For most people, that's a good bit of cash, right? $100,000 is definitely a lot of money for most people. But if you put $1,000 in this thing, you know, you're talking $1 million. But why do that here when I don't think it's proven itself yet? You've got a lot of proving to do. I would feel more comfortable putting $1,000 or more into this thing once we break these highs. Personally, that's my opinion. And how far away are we from the highs? You know, ideally, if I buy down here at the area I'm looking for, which is like 0.696, like literally right there, if I'd probably buy like right at 7, actually 0.000, like eight zeros and a 7. That's a 25x, almost a 26x away. I would feel much more comfortable, even though if you put $1,000 down here with that same kind of math, that would turn into $25,000, right? I'd feel much more comfortable putting in a couple $100 down here, seeing what it does, and then if it proves itself, putting in more money, right? That's my style. And then overall, still catching hundreds of X's with that $1,000 and 1,000x with that bottom potentially. And it might not do 1,000x. It really might. Like I was saying, man, the odds of any of these coins that I've talked about doing 1,000x are low, but I do have faith in Jesus coin to a certain degree. And even if it doesn't do 1,000x, oh well, a couple 100x will have to do, you know, or a few 100x or more than that. But I do think that there are great things in store for this. I'm just kind of talking at this point without really doing any TA, because there's no TA to do really, right? There's nothing. You guys want me to draw why I think the low's down there? You know, if you haven't seen the videos already, from low to high here, and I am using this low, I'm not using that low. I don't consider that the all-time low. I mean, right now we have new all-time lows, but here for the time that we had, that's the low to high. We found support and resistance throughout this whole kind of fib range. I know it looks weird, but that's because we have such low volume, but you can see it on the closing bases, right? We wicked here even at the 236, found it as resistance. We closed at the 0.5, came back up, found resistance at the 382, came down, found support closing-wise on the 618, rejected the 0.5, came down below the 618, found support on the 786 for a while closing below the 618, like literally right at it, all the way down, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but we found support on the 1272, found resistance on it, and now we're going lower. Where is the next line? It's this 1618, which is at 80696. Could we go a little bit below it? Sure. When we bounced off the 1272, did we bounce right off it? No. We went a little bit below it, you know. Can we bounce a little bit above it? Sure, that's possible too. But do I think we're going to have about a 20% to a 30% drop from here? I do. I really do. And does that mean that Jesus coin can't pump in the meantime? I think it can. You know, it absolutely can. We're doing these lower highs. We could pump up from here, right, from the current price. As we did today, that was a 27% pump. We could do bigger than that. We could do a 37% pump before moving lower. And again, that gets you in that kind of state of mind where it's like, well, screw it. If it could do that, like, why not just buy now? But I do ultimately expect it to go lower, so that it's just not in my style. I've been in that camp before, and I think that that's fine for some people, but for me it's not. Like I feel it in my heart. I'm like, man, I knew it was going lower. Why didn't I just wait? Why wasn't I patient? Because I wasn't patient. I didn't wait. I just wanted to get in and say, screw it. I don't care if it goes lower, and that's okay. If that's your style, that's okay. But it's just I've learned that that's not my style. So. Long rant, long talks, very little bit of TA here, but I feel like I owed it to you, Cannabis Outlaws, and the rest of the Jesus Coin community. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. I will keep you up to date on this thing. I do make videos regularly about Jesus Coin, maybe not every day, but at least once a week, if not, maybe like once every 5 days or something like that, just as is requested, you know. And best believe, if exciting things happen with this thing, I will be talking about it. I watch this thing. I check in on it every day. I really do. I just, you know, it's probably the biggest shitcoin that has my eye on it at all. I went from not interested in it at all to, okay, you guys got me. You've converted me. I want to join the crowd. So, you know, one way or another, ride or die. I don't care if it goes to zero. Hopefully it doesn't, and we see some magnificent gains. But that is all to be determined. I'm really excited for the December 80% burn, and just to see what that kind of does for the price throughout the cycle, you know, afterwards. I don't think it'll do too much for it at that specific moment. Maybe leading up to it does. Maybe next month will be good for Jesus Coin, or no, November would be good for Jesus Coin, but that moment itself might not be. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know. But long story short, guys, that's all I got for you. If you like the video, thumbs ups are always appreciated. New subscribers are always appreciated. I hope you guys all have a great day. Take care. I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.